Ladies and gentlemen, good morning from Corvara, from the Posta Zirm Hotel. This is our first YouTube video from the Posta Zirm, and we are very excited about talking to you via this medium. The reason why we choose to start making short or longer videos is because we have been in contact with many guests of ours in the last weeks, talking about the situation that we are all in at this moment, and talking about future holidays and talking about good times we had in the last years. And I must say that it was incredibly beautiful to speak to so many of you, because in all these short telephone calls or long telephone calls, we felt the strong desire to think about Corvara, to think about the Posta Zirm, and to think about all the times and holidays we spent here together. The Posta Zirm is a family-owned hotel, as you know. You see us every day. We are involved in the operations, so this way to communicate is a great way to stay in touch with you by seeing us, and we hope many of you like it. So the great question, what is it about the next winter? What does it look like? What are the possibilities? We are coming from a very difficult period now, very difficult time of the last weeks, months, I would say. After summer, we stayed open in our taverna downstairs for all the time, because we are serving food to people that work in the area. So we serve about 120, 250 menus, and it was incredibly difficult to provide this service, because the regulations change every week, sometimes even more, even twice a week. And this has been pretty awful, meaning that we have to swap between serving lunch in the taverna and bringing it out to the people on the construction sites. Also, for people having lunch with minus 10 degrees outside is not a pretty thing to do. But this is the way we have to deal with the regulations that are being imposed to us in these times. And if we want to have a chance of getting ahead, we will have to adapt. And this is the way we're working. So the opening that was scheduled for the 4th or the 5th of December has now been definitely postponed. We will not open the hotel in a few days. The dates we are aiming to open the hotel is probably for the World Cup at the Gran Risa, which is around the 20th of December. So ideally we will open the hotel on the 18th of December, hosting the Austrian ski team that has been our guests for the last 30 years, I think. And this is what actually we are looking forward at the moment. I'm saying at the moment because in a few days we will have the new guidelines that should be leading us through the next weeks. We have no idea what is in there. It seems that not too many good things are in there for our industry, but we shall wait and see. We think that a start, Christmas, New Year's Eve, is possible, but it will be a very, very soft start. We plan to occupy the hotel by maximum 50-55% of its entire capacity, because the risk of infection during these days is very high. Mainly we have large families, we have people that know each other for many years, and it is not possible to think that these people just stay and sit apart away from each other, don't greet to each other, do not go out skiing together, and don't have a card game after dinner together. So this is not the soul of the Posta Zirm, this is not the soul of a hotel in the mountains. Therefore, we honestly would prefer a start at the beginning of January, maybe the 10th of January, 12th of January, 8th of January, no idea. It will depend mainly on the guidelines that will be released in the next days. We will then adapt to it, and a video will follow with more details when we have the elements to decide. Opening in January, not full capacity, is, I think, a great thing to do. What we have to deliver now is a very important message to everyone that making holidays safely is possible. Hotels have to adapt very, very strong hygienic procedures. We have implemented these during the summer. They have been further developed and perfectionized the last weeks, and we have set up even a higher degree of security that will allow to confine or to retain a possible contamination. The message we have to give now is that the industry is prepared, has set up itself with big effort to be able to work, to provide service without necessarily being the hub for health problems in case these are to happen inside a building or an entire area. I think that a big part of the job has to be done on our side. Some parts must be done on the client side, but it is possible. And I think that if we have an easy start in January, we will be able to secure the continuation of the entire season. So end of January, we can have the possibility to make a great February, a great March, and head all the way through to Easter, which would be great. So we are losing a very consistent part of our business during Christmas and New Year, but we honestly consider it a great thing to do, an investment for future, to make a nice and smooth start that will bring us the security to be able to work throughout the entire winter. So many of you already have bookings, and what is happening with the deposit. So as stated in our emails and already decided in August, back in August, we do refund the paid deposit in case of travel restrictions raised by government institutions. So no worries on this. Keep an eye on what the future times are bringing, keep an eye on what the movement is in general, and we're sure you can very easily understand what the zeitgeist is for the planned holiday as time approaches. So no worries, we refund or keep your deposit for a future holiday in case of official travel restrictions. And the other big question, does it make sense to book your holiday now for January, February, March? My reply is, it does. We ask to people that want to book a holiday that they have a high degree of certainty that they actually will be able to attend their holidays for the time they're booking. Some of you are living in Italy, so we communicate in English. We know you are from abroad, but you live in Italy and you are booking a holiday for January. Of course, you know you will be able to come. We cannot know it because we do not know whether you live in the UK or in the US or in Australia, and communicate to us in English. Maybe you're living in Italy and you intend to come to Corvara to spend your holiday. So by the time you book, please consider the real chance of attending the holiday. This is very important to us as a sort of mutual commitment. We do not like to let's say, to generate bookings and then we have to accept cancellation last minute because there is some major issues that have already been in place at the time of the booking. So we do not want this situation to come towards us. Obviously, it is not possible to foresee anything, and I repeat it, that if travel restrictions are being raised by governments, no problem, we do not keep the deposit, but when you book, please have a high degree of certainty that you will be able to attend the booking. Please understand that if you make a booking but then decide that it's too dangerous for you or you don't feel like to come, in this case we cannot refund the deposit, because it is a personal decision not to attend the holiday. Why, let's say, the regulations would actually allow people to still to come to Corvara and ski. I'm sure we will be communicating more and more often to the next weeks with more news and more updates. And I think, and I hope really you will appreciate this way to communicate. We will be in contact in the chat below. And one more thing. Snowfall, yes. So thank you very much for so thank you very much for having listened to this small video, and I really hope to get in touch with you shortly again with another video, and we'll be in touch this way.